Hey everyone, it's Wednesday. Today I'm going to do a everyday makeup routine. I do this routine pretty often and it's using only drugstore products. So before I got started, I used the Garnier Micellar cleansing water with a cotton pad and the Badescu facial spray with aloe, herbs, and rosewater. I really like this. It makes my dry skin feel good, and I do about 6 sprays. So to start, I like starting with my eyes first, so that way you can clean up any fallout that might happen before you do your concealer or foundation. Today I am going to be using the Essence I Heart Color Intensifying eyeshadow base as my primer, and it comes with a doe foot applicator, and it's only like $3 or $4. You can find Essence at Ulta, and they have deals as well, which I recommend waiting for, like buy one get one half off, or spend so much money and get so much money off. So I'm just going to blend that in with a Real Techniques setting brush. And then to set my concealer before I get to my eyeshadow, I'll be using the Maybelline Dream Wonder powder. It's what I'll be using later all over my face. So just a little bit and tap off using the same Real Techniques setting brush. And then for today, I'm using the Milani eyeshadow palette in Must Have Neutral. I really like it because on the back it even gives you a guide, so if you're a beginner, definitely use the back of it. For me, it's the perfect everyday neutral palette. It's cool toned, which is what I prefer usually, and but it's not too cool tone. And you can definitely take it from a daytime appropriate, business appropriate look to nighttime by using that black. So first, I'm going to use just a fluffy crease brush from Coastal Scents. It is the BR-250, and it's only like $5. I recommend getting a couple to blend out everything with your eyeshadows. You don't have to keep cleaning them every single day. I really enjoy them and I use them frequently. So I'm going to start by applying this cool toned taupe shade right there. It's not too dark, not too light. It's perfect for my crease. Tap off the extra. The one thing with this palette is it is a little bit powdery, but for the price, pigmentation, and staying power, I definitely think it is worth it. So we're just going to use windshield wiper motions on both eyes to apply it. And it doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to keep blending later on too as we add other things. And I'm going to take the Real Techniques base shadow brush with this middle shimmery pretty taupey shade, and I'm just going to put that all over the lid. Make sure you tap off the extra with this too. Now that we have that all over our lid, I'm going to take that, a clean brush, a clean fluffy brush, and just blend it all together, just to make sure it's all even. I always have a clean one on hand just to blend in between colors before I use one with a shade on it. And then I'm going to go back into the first shade we used, that cool matte brown. Tap off the extra and just put a little bit more of that in my crease. And then to darken up the outer corner just a little bit, I am going to use a Glamour Dolls brush. It's their number 10 brush. They actually don't have this for sale anymore, but they have a 2.0 version that looks really similar. And then I'm just going to take this dark brown and barely dab my brush in it, tap off the extra, and put this on my outer corner and a little bit into my crease. And then with a brush that has a little bit of that cool toned matte shade, I'm just going to blend that in just so it looks seamless. And then before we go any further, I am going to now put some more of that shadow on my brush and build up the crease even more. And then I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and clean up under my eyes in case there's any fallout before we do the rest of the face makeup. And then on the inner corners, I'm going to use a Real Techniques detailer brush and take this shimmery pearly champagne shade and put a little bit on there and just put it in the inner corner to highlight. I'm not going to put anything on my bottom lashes. I normally don't on an everyday basis unless I'm going out at night. And then for mascara, I'm using Covergirl Clump Crusher Extensions by Lash Blast. I really like this mascara because it's no fuss. There really is never any clumps and it goes on really nicely. I have it in the shade Very Black. I always usually grab the darkest shade available in mascara. And that is it. I really like this mascara. Now for concealer, because I'll do my brows after I'm done with my face makeup, I'm using the Maybelline SuperStay Better Skin Concealer in the shade Ivory. I really, really love this concealer. I think it's a great medium coverage everyday concealer. I'm going to put this under my eyes in a triangle shape. And I'm even going to put this bridge of my nose and a little bit on my chin. And then to blend that all in, I'm going to use the Real Techniques setting brush that I used earlier to do my eyeshadow base and the powder to set it. Also, I want to say the reason I'm looking to the side is because I have my makeup mirror to the side of me and it's magnified. And I wear glasses, so I cannot see right without them. So I have to use this mirror. I actually might do a review on it. It's the iHome mirror. It lights up as well. It does a lot of things. If you'd be interested in that, let me know. Now that concealer is done, I'm going to use my foundation. I normally don't put on face primer every day. It's an extra step I just choose not to do because I just usually pick foundations that last pretty well throughout the day, and yeah, I usually normally don't have to wear face primer. I also have drier skin, so when I do wear face primer, I pick ones that really their main purpose is for hydration, because I usually don't have a problem with my oil from my skin breaking in my foundation. I'm using today the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Foundation Classic Ivory. This is probably my favorite foundation that I own, or one of my favorites. It's not full coverage. I have other foundations that are full coverage. This is a solid medium. It wears well. The finish is radiant. I'd say it's more natural. It's not like sparkly, like there's no shimmer or anything in it. It just doesn't dry down super matte, which is I like. I really love the way it makes my skin feel, and it doesn't cling to my dry patches, which sometimes I get, especially in the winter in my forehead. So I'm going to shake it, and then I'm going to use the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge, Diamond Sponge. I really like it. It has a pointy end too. Sometimes I use that for concealer, but I like that it has a flat top edge to it. All I do is wet this a little bit before I'm going to do my makeup and wring out the excess water. make sure you're blending down the neck. And now that that's done, I am going to use that Dream Wonder Power by Maybelline, and I'm going to take a Real Techniques powder brush to put this all over my face and under eyes just to set everything. I also like this powder because it doesn't cling to dry patches. And then for contour, I'm really fair skin, so orange tone bronzers and contours don't really work for me. So I found the NYX High Definition Blush in Taupe, and this is the perfect cool tone everyday bronzer. It shows up really well, but not too well. And I don't have to be super careful while applying too much and looking crazy. So with it, I really like using the e.l.f. complexion brush to apply it. It's a fluffy brush, but it's pinched in, so it's not too big, and it fits right where I need it to really well. I'm just gonna dab that in, tap off the extra. And I know some people do the kissy face or second face, but I don't really like doing that. I prefer doing this, moving my face aside, and I feel like that really shows me where my cheekbones are the best. Now I'm going to put some under my chin, and then just a little bit around my forehead. And then to go over it, just to make sure it's blended well, because I am so fair, I take whatever powder brush I'm using that day and I go over it. Just a little bit. And then for blush, I'm using one of my all-time favorite blushes. It's also by NYX, and it's the Ombre Blush in Mauve Me. I specifically like this shade. I do like the whole line of blushes. I have a couple, but this is my favorite shade. And it is ombre. There's darker to light, but I just swirl my brush in all of it to get a neutral mauve shade, and I'm using the Real Techniques blush brush. Some people I know like putting blush like smiling and putting it right there and mainly concentrating there and maybe putting a little bit up, but I really like looking to the side and putting it right here because I feel like that really sculpts the face and kind of works with the bronzer to create that effect. And then for highlight, while I don't use highlighter every day, I did want to show you when I do use a highlighter what I normally would use if I want a more natural look. And this is the Essence Pure Nude highlighter, and it's in Be My Highlight. I don't think it comes in any other shade. It's a perfect champagne-y shade. It's not glittery, it's not overly shimmery, it's just really pretty and natural. And I'm using this e.l.f. small tapered brush to apply it, and I just apply it and then tap off the extra. I think it gives the prettiest lit within glow without being overkill. And then for my brows, every day I don't usually do a ton with my brows, just because I don't like messing with them, and I have pretty thick brows naturally. So I'm going to use the NYX Tinted Brow Gel in Brunette, and it is a good size applicator. It honestly might be kind of big for someone that has thinner eyebrows, but for me it works out really well. And I like that this gives my eyebrows a little bit of color, but it doesn't take much work. And then I do see though that I do need to fill in my eyebrows a little bit because I over plucked one side. So whenever I have to do that, I use the NYX Micro Brow Pencil in the shade Ash Brown. I really like this because it comes with a spoolie on one side and then a really, really small pencil on the other. I'm going to take the spoolie and brush through my brows. And I pretty much do this until I'm happy with the way they look. And now I'm going to put on my glasses and do my lips. So I have two options for lips. These two are the two that I use on a regular basis. The first one is the Infallible Paints by L'Oreal and Taupe. I really do like the shade, but since it is winter, I thought I'd also show another shade I like that is a little bit deeper and a little bit more dramatic, and it's the NYX Soft Matte Lip Cream in the shade Budapest. And this isn't like the liquid lipsticks that people are really talking about right now. It doesn't stay on that well, but I definitely would say it stays on pretty well and it feels really nice on the lips and it doesn't dry my lips out. So it comes with a doe foot applicator, so I'm just going to apply it directly. So that's what it looked like on. I think it's definitely a great everyday neutral shade. It does have some color to it, but it's a nice muted red and it's matte and it feels comfortable, not sticky, nothing. It doesn't have a weird scent, which I really enjoy. So if you liked this makeup look and you want to see more, please subscribe and give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for watching.